Hey everyone! Today I'm going to walk you through how to play my latest game, Feral State Revolt. Let's see what we need to get started. Personally, I like keeping track of my fights with a notepad. More satisfying and easier for me. As you can see, we've got 3 location sheets here, each one for a different area. Looking pretty slick, right? Also, shout out to my wife. I borrowed her phone to film this, and man, the camera quality is amazing. These white areas are for players who laminate their sheets. Just use a fine-tip erasable marker to log your combat right on the location page. Easy to track fights and wipe it clean after. Alright, here's the game field. I'll just shift it a bit so it all fits in frame. Let's set up. This here's our timeline. We start on day 1, and I use this little token to track the days. It's currently on a red tile, which means today's a work day. On red days, both characters have to stay at base and produce resources. The white tiles are safe days, that's when we can head out to explore locations. And yeah, all these rules are in place because we're playing as 2 survivors who've been captured by a raider gang and forced into slavery. These guys come by from time to take their tribute, and we've got no choice but to hand it over, at least for now. If we don't give them what they want, they issue warnings. And after 3 of those, they launch a full-blown attack. The whole goal of the game is to build up your strength, gather resources, and prepare for the day you finally rise up and fight back in a final battle. So first, I place our heroes in their rooms. That's their home position in the base. Then it's time to set up our starting resources. Here we've got the gas well, and it has 2 types of resources: cans and canisters. Now in this game, every resource comes in a pair. 1 minor, 1 major. It's kind of like cents and dollars or seconds and minutes. Small units that build up into bigger ones. Here's how it works. The minor resource counts up to 6. Once it goes past that, it loops back to 1 and bumps the major resource up by 1. So if you've got 6 cans and gain another one, it resets to 1 and you add a canister. Simple, right? Now I do the same thing with the Sack Farm and Chem Lab. That's where we manage our food and medkits. The setup's the same, 2 dice for each, 1 minor, 1 major. Starting with 1 on the minor and 2 on the major for each category. Now let's talk about experience. Right now, our heroes are total rookies. 0 XP and 1 point in each attribute. So I place their XP dice down here, just below their portraits. When they start earning XP, I'll move the dice into these white squares to keep track. So how do they actually gain XP? Simple. They've got to hit the town and clear out some locations. Fight some zombies, avoid traps, grab loot. That kind of thing. Once a hero XP die goes over 6, level up right away. When that happens, you get to assign a new attribute point. You've got 3 options: strength, agility, or intellect. Each attribute affects both parts of the game: combat and resource production. I'll break that down in a minute, but in short, strength helps you pump more gas cans and hit torso body part during special attacks. Agility boosts your scraps output and lets you land better leg specials. And intellect helps with pills and special headshots. Each hero also starts with their own weapons, and they all come with unique effects. Some are great against fast enemies, some are better for tanky brutes. You'll also be able to find grenades while looting the town. Very handy. Finally, this die right here. We'll be using it a lot. This is our combat die, used for traps, loot checks, and of course, cracking skulls. First turn. We're on a red tile, so it's a work day. The raiders are nearby and our heroes can't risk leaving the base. That means both characters have to move to a production area. They can produce the same resource if needed, no problem. Hold on a second. I'm playing on easy mode, so I get 2 free level ups right away. I'll give Max, that's the blue character, a point in agility, and his sister Alice gets a point in intellect. I just mark these with pencil so I can erase them after the game. Or you can use little tokens if you prefer not to write on the sheet. Okay, now we're ready to begin. It's a work day, and I'm assigning Max to the farm. With 2 agility, he can produce 2 scraps, which we'll need to make food. Alice has 2 points in intellect, so I'll place her in the lab to produce 2 pills for future medkits. That wraps up day 1. Now we move the timeline token, and we're into another workday. Now it's mandatory to move both heroes to new spots. You can't leave them where they were. I'm putting both of them on the gas well this time, so together they'll pump out 2 cans of fuel. The next day is a safe day. That's the white tile, meaning we can go loot a house or two, but it also has a little pizza icon. That means our heroes need to consume 1 food, so our 2 food drops down to 1. This is one of the survival mechanics in the game. Every 4 days, your ration stock decreases. If you don't have at least 1 food when it's time to eat, it's game over. Max and Alice starve to death. Okay, what can we do now? We can stay on the base and keep working, or we can take the chance to drive out while the raiders aren't watching. Traveling to a location costs gas, specifically gas cans. The farther away the location, the more gas you'll need. If both heroes travel together to the same spot, you only pay for that 1 trip. But if they split up and go to different locations, you'll need to pay the full gas cost for each of them separately. I want to go loot some houses. Let's check which locations are available from the start. We've got access to the police station, Quiet Shed, Samara, Rod Runner, Broken Truck, Horizon Clinic, Vault 69, and a rest home. The rest are locked until we clear the ones that block the path. Let's look at the green area. That's Vault 69 and rest home. What do we need right now? Honestly, everything. So maybe we go where the enemies line up with our strengths. Now looking at the red area. Police station, Quiet Shed, Samara. Yeah, I'm liking the police station. Max should handle that one. His weapons are great against armored zombies, and Alice can take on the Quiet Shed. There's an intellect check there too, and with her 2 extra points in intellect, she's got a good chance. Time to grab my notepad. I've spent the gas cans for travel, and now we're ready for combat. Alice is up first at the Quiet Shed. We start by writing down the stats of the first zombie. Then it's time to attack, using weapon effects if they apply. Here's how combat works. Roll a die, then check the combat wheel. You can hit either the body part shown by your roll or the opposite one. For example, I rolled a 5, so I can choose between hitting the legs for 1 damage or the head for 2. I'll go for the head. Not only does it deal more damage, but Alice's special attack also benefits from her higher intellect when targeting the head. So if I end up using a special, I'll aim for the head due to a higher head damage boosted by intellect. Special attacks can be used once per location on any body part, and their power is boosted by your attributes. Strength for torso, agility for legs, intellect for head. This zombie has a speed tier of 3, meaning we can land up to 3 hits before it starts fighting back. So, in the combat log, our next entry starts with a 2, meaning that we're now spending 1 hit and we'll have 2 left. After that, we update the targeted body part's health based on the damage dealt. 2 head damage decreased his head health points from 5 to 3. Next hit, we roll and get a choice. 2 legs or 1 torso. We write 1 in our log since we'll have 1 hit left after this. I go for the legs. Now we're at 0 hits left. But here's the cool part. One of Alice's weapon effects kicks in when she's about to run out of hits. It grants +1 bonus damage on the next roll. We roll again, 4. Not great, but with the +1, we upgrade our options. 2 torso or 1 head becomes 3 torso or 2 head. I choose to hit the head, and here's why. When Alice reduces any body part's HP to 1, another weapon effect triggers. She gets to attack again. Still at 0 hits, we roll again. It's a 3. Options are 1 torso or 2 legs, but with our +1 damage, that becomes 2 torso or 3 legs. I go for the legs. Even 2 would have been enough. The zombie's legs break, and just like that, it's defeated. I hope the next one isn't as tough. Let's write down its stats and get rolling. First roll, 4. That gives us a choice between 2 torso or 1 head. Easy pick, 2 torso. Next roll, 3. Options, 1 torso or 2 legs. I go with 1 torso again. That drops the torso HP to 1, which triggers the baseball bats effect. We get 1 extra hit. I could use a special attack here to hit the torso for 1 damage based on Alice's strength attribute of 1, but I've decided to keep rolling instead. Perfect. We smash the torso down to 0 and take this one out too. 2 zombies down. Location cleared. Now Alice rolls for the intellect check to try and find that bonus loot. Let's see. Yep, that's a success. 5 on the die plus her 2 intellect. The event says, your keen mind spots a sewn niche in the sofa. So what do we get? 2 XP and 6 pills. That's basically a full med kit. So Alice heads back home with 2 XP. From now on, this XP die stays here to track her experience. And our medkits go from 2 to 3. Not bad. I'll use these tokens to cover the cleared locations. Now let's see how Max handles the crew holdup in the abandoned police station. First, we write down the enemy's stats. And look at that. This one's covered in plus icons across all body parts. That means if Max hits one of those weak spots, it'll slow the zombie down and give us an extra hit. And if I hit all of them, it's 3 extra hits. 2 head, 1 legs. But first, look what his weapons do. His pistol deals plus 1 damage to any body part that has 6 or more health, and his knife adds 1 damage if same body part was hit last turn. Perfect set against the big dudes. I shoot his head and get an extra hit for that plus icon. So my next log starts with a 3 again. Still 3 hits left after this one. 1 body, 2 legs. Doesn't matter strategy-wise right now, so let's do maximum damage and hit the legs. This time we deal 3 damage instead of 2, because that pistol effect applies, and since we hit another weak point, we still have 3 hits left. Next roll, 1 head or 2 torso. Head's looking weak, so we go for it. Oh, I forgot to mark the plus icons in the log earlier since we hadn't touched the body yet. That gives us 1 legs or 2 head. Easy pick. 2 head finishes the job. Our poor crippled friend can finally rest. Then comes this gentleman. Speed tier 5, head 5 plus, torso 9, legs 8. Alright, let's go. First roll, 2 legs or 1 torso. Let's shoot the legs. 3 damage thanks to the pistol's bonus. Next roll, 2 torso or 1 head. I go for the head to trigger an extra hit. Roll again. 3. Gives us 1 torso or 2 legs. I'll take 2 legs. We've got 2 hits left. Next up, 1 legs or 2 head. The last hit was also on the legs, so hitting legs again gives us plus 1 damage from the knife's effect. Yep, legs it is. Roll again. 4. It's 2 torso or 1 head. I go for the head. Last hit now. Roll a 6. I choose 2 legs, and that's enough to smash this enemy. Another one down. Now Max has to resolve a trap check. If we get less than 4 agility, he takes damage and we lose 1 medkit. I roll a 5, add his plus 2 agility, check passed. Time for the last enemy. I roll a 5. Choice between 1 legs and 2 head. I go for the legs so I can land a special attack later. Max deals 2 damage thanks to the pistol's bonus. Next roll is a 2, head 2 or legs 1. I hit the legs again, and since it's the same target as last turn, the knife adds +1 damage. That makes the legs weak enough to finish it off with a special attack. I use it now. 2 more damage to the legs and the enemy is down. I like saving the special for the toughest zombie since, as you know, you can only use it once per location. And since the location is now clear, I can roll for bonus loot. This one's a strength check. Need 4 to crack open a crate and find 1 food. It says you slam the crate against the wall and it bursts open. Let's see. Nope. Looks like it was too tough for Max this time, but I still get 3 XP, 1 food, and 3 cans. Max returns home with trophies. I update our resource counters and start tracking his experience same way as I do with Alice. He just earned 3 XP. That wraps up the turn. Next up, a workday. What should we produce today? Max has a bonus agility point, so he's efficient on the farm. Let's have him make 2 food scraps. Alice, with her higher intellect, is best at crafting pills, so she'll produce 2 of those. And that's it. 1 hard-working day down, just to wake up to another. Moving heroes to new jobs is mandatory, so let's think. We've got 3 medkits, decent, food's a bit low, and canisters, worst of all. So today we'll produce 1 scrap and 1 can. Quick reminder, once I hit over 6 cans, they convert into 1 canister, and the count resets. So now I have 1 can, and our canister stock goes up by 1. Next day. It's a safe day. Time to sneak out and fight some zombies. I check the available locations, weighing rewards against difficulty. Some spots favor Max, others suit Alice better based on their weapons and stats. I decide to send Alice to the rest home since clearing it unlocks 2 more valuable locations. That cost me 4 cans, so I count it down. 6, 5, 4, 3. That leaves me with 3 cans, and I reduce my canister count by 1. Max is heading to the Rod Runner. That cost me 3 cans, so I count it down again. 2, 1, 6. And all I have now is 6 cans and no canisters. I move this die, meaning I have 0 left. Over the next 3 days, Max and Alice looted a few more houses and racked up some experience. They didn't gather many resources, except medkits, since no one got injured. Their production is pretty much same as their consumption now. The early levels aren't too tough, and I've spent months playtesting this game. It's not so easy to defeat me anymore. It's our first tribute night. When the raiders come for their tribute, I roll a die to see which resource they want today, and they'll take all of it. But there's a way to hide some. First, we have to move our heroes to new positions in the base. Each hero can hide 2 units of 1 major resource. That means canisters, food, or medkits. If we move the heroes to their rooms, we don't hide anything. But we also avoid triggering a warning from the raiders as long as they take something. Since both heroes must move, we can't protect our canisters this time. But we can hide the medkits to keep ourselves alive in future raids. And the food, so we don't starve in 3 days. Raiders take all unprotected canisters if I roll 1 or 2. All food if I roll 3 or 4. All medkits if I roll 5 or 6. I roll a 2. Canisters. They take the only one we had. Not too bad, we got lucky. If they'd rolled a 5 or 6, we'd have lost 4 medkits. That would have hurt. Or a 3 or 4, and they'd have found no food and issued a warning. We spent the next 2 days working at the base. By the morning of day 3, food is still running low, but we've maxed out on medkits and finally produced enough gas to travel far. Far enough, in fact, to reach one of the biggest and toughest locations in the Red Zone, Flatline Games Office. It's the hardest location in that area, and travel costs are steep. 6 cans, meaning we'll need to burn through a full canister just to get there. Pricey, but the potential rewards are worth it. Tons of loot, bonus XP, and level ups. Besides, both heroes travel together, saving gas and ready to help each other in action. Time to gear up. This might be a rough one, but we're ready for it. We start with an agility check straight away. This one is a chance to shoot a zombie in the basement through a hole in the floor. Yellow block means the event must be resolved immediately. Each hero rolls for agility. Max fails. And Alice fails too. Oh well, we'll see the guy later then. When combat begins, we choose which hero will fight now, or at least who gets to strike first and swap if needed. I used Alice to neutralize the first 3 zombies, so I mark a little A in my combat log. The armored one was taken down by Max. Then we head down the stairs and proceed from right to left. This one's tough and fast, speed tier 2, with health points. 7, 7, 5. Both heroes have a fair chance, but I need to pick one to start. Let's go with Max. I roll 1 head or 2 torso. I choose 2 torso and the pistol adds +1 damage. Then I switch to Alice since she deals +1 damage when we're out of further hits. I roll a 6, legs 3 or torso 2. I choose legs. I could use a special attack now, but I'd rather save it and just use a medkit. We've got plenty. Next hit, Alice deals 3 torso damage. 1 more strike to the same spot, and the enemy goes down. Very soon, the rest of the enemies were defeated. I return Max and Alice to their rooms. Now we can distribute the 6 XP we earned. Let's give Max 5 XP, just enough to level up and invest a point in strength so he can produce more cans. The remaining 1 XP goes to Alice. Among the other loot, we also found a grenade, a powerful weapon that can be used anytime to deal 5 damage to any body part. It'll come in handy during the final battle against those overpowered raiders. I'd like to wrap up the video here. I think I've covered all the core mechanics used in the game. You can find the rest in the rulebook. The game is now live on Kickstarter. Check the link in the description, become a backer, and get your copy in about 2 months. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.